Hi, this is Dustin Stockton, president of the America First Project and a community liaison for Gun Owners of America, coming to you from outside the White House where something incredible happened yesterday. Ronald Reagan used to say there's nothing as permanent as a temporary government program. Well, yesterday, President Trump delivered for gun owners in a big league way when he repealed Obama's Social Security gun ban. This gun ban put hundreds of thousands of our veterans and our most vulnerable seniors at risk of losing their fundamental Second Amendment rights. Now that bill has been repealed, and it's just the first victory of many victories that we're expecting out of this administration for gun owners and for the Second Amendment, which is why we're working so hard to work on the Hearing Protection Act, which reclassifies silencers out of the classification with hand grenades and rocket launchers and into a more sensible and common sense classification. The other big one we're pushing today on hard, though, is national concealed carry reciprocity. The Second Amendment does not have a disclaimer on it that your right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed unless you decide to travel. As somebody who has spent the last decade traveling the country doing political activism, it is simply unacceptable that I have to conform to all these different state rights or state laws in order to exercise my basic constitutional rights. So that's why we're working on national concealed carry reciprocity. We had another big victory when Senator John Cornyn from Texas introduced the National Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act, being backed by both Gun Owners of America and the America First Project into the Senate. We've got more than 150 co-sponsors in the House, and we're looking to build co-sponsors in the Senate. We're very excited about the progress, but when was the last time that we actually saw our rights being restored? So right now, please take a moment, use the link in the comment section to thank President Trump and the Congress for actually doing the right thing. We give these guys a lot of grief when they do the wrong thing, and we need to make sure that when they do the right thing, they know that we're paying attention. So please take a moment, let your congressmen, let your senators, and especially let President Trump know how appreciative we are that they repealed Obama's Social Security gun ban. It truly is a remarkable day in America, and we're finally putting the Second Amendment on offense. We're here at the Gun Owners of America headquarters in Virginia, and we're here with Eric Pratt. Eric, something good happened this week finally. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
Well, President Trump signed into law a repeal of the Social Security gun ban, which Obama had imposed late in his administration. This is a real good thing. It's a good thing for gun owners, certainly a good thing for the rule of law, because they were setting out to disarm thousands of people with no due process at all. Faceless bureaucrats using medical information. Doesn't matter that they didn't have a medical degree. They would be able to use medical information to deny people supplemental security or people who are on supplemental security income. They could take them, and if they had anxiety or depression or suffering from PTSD, they would say, look, we're now going to have somebody handling your finances, and you are therefore no longer able to own a firearm. You are treated as, basically treated as a felon, as somebody who's mentally insane. And, when people hear that, they think, well, they wouldn't do that. Thing is, they've already done that. They've done that to over 257,000 military veterans, and exactly what they've done to the military veterans, they were now going to do to SSI recipients.
Well, and most of those are senior citizens who are extra vulnerable in a lot of cases and who could really benefit most from having a firearm. Ronald Reagan said, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, but he said there's nothing quite as permanent as a temporary government program. But it looks like we actually were able to beat back this. Now, this bill, it worked its way through Congress, and then the president signed it.
That's right.
And walk us through that process. How does Gun Owners of America get involved on something like that? I know this was one of our top initiatives.
It sure was. And in fact, even back when Obama was proposing this, Of course, we were working against it. We were issuing our comments, official comments opposed to it. Of course, they didn't care what
Wait,
we said.
Obama didn't care? Get
Right.
out of here.
Surprise, right? But with Trump taking the office, we immediately, right off the bat, got our guys jumping behind the bill in the House, making sure it had a lot of support, that there was a lot of buzz for that. And then as soon as it passed the House, same thing in the Senate, passed quickly in the Senate, and then they passed identical versions, sent it right to the president. And, we also had our people contacting Trump in advance, knowing that he was going to sign it, but it always helps to have that wind behind your back.
Yep. No, let's talk about that a little bit, because we've been driving really hard on several initiatives. And people often wonder, well, I'm sending this messages to my congressman, I get a response back, but does it really have an impact? But what it does for the guys who are legislative guys here at Gun Owners of America, when they have that wind behind them, when they walk into these offices and they've already received thousands of letters from members of Gun Owners of America or people who are in support of this kind of legislation, they're able to really push and be listened to and be heard for what we're proposing. And that's really the power behind it. So is that kind of how it goes, or are there extra benefits?
Oh, it helps tremendously. In fact, I remember one of the bills that we killed a few years back, and we did it by just inundating legislative offices with postcards, emails, phone calls, and one of the comments we got back from the offices was, "Oh, blankety blank, we got a lot of GOA postcards and letters." It makes a difference.
Yeah, it really does.
And people, a lot of times people say, "Oh, but I live in I have Senator Feinstein, or somebody who just isn't going to listen to me," and that may be true.
I see that in the comments a lot.
Yeah, it is true. You're not going to change Senator Feinstein's mind to get her vote our way. I will grant you that. However, what it does do when we are inundating her office or any of the other anti-gun offices, when they're seeing a lot of this mail coming in, it tells them, oh, now I understand my other colleagues who are maybe, in the middle on the fence. They're going to be a lot more receptive to their pain, understanding that, hey, I'm getting hit a lot. And even though we're not going to turn them, it makes it harder for them to really twist arms for a lot of those folks who are really coming under heavy pressure, especially those who are coming up for tough elections.
Right. Well, and there's power in the overall number too. So if even for those people who are in California or Washington State or one of these blue states like Massachusetts, the higher the number goes, the easier it is for us when we approach somebody in the media to actually report on things that are happening. I mean, have you heard in the news anywhere that about the Social Security gun ban repeal? I haven't seen any big reports about it. But the way, only by combining together when they know there's an audience there, the reporters are much more willing to write about it. The TV producers are much willing to have our representatives on. So it does have a big impact. Now, right now, what we're asking, since we just got this big victory, we want to keep the Second Amendment offense. For a long time, we've been saying we want to put the Second Amendment on offense. Well, now we can actually keep it on offense. And the way we need to do that, we give these guys a lot of grief when they do the wrong things or they propose the wrong things.
And rightfully so.
And rightfully so. But when they do the right things, we also need them to know that we're paying attention.
Absolutely.
And we're going to reward them when they do good. These little Congress critters, they respond well to both carrots and sticks. And so down in the links right below this video, you can find a link to send President Trump and your members of Congress and your senators a thank you letter. Tell them thank you for putting the Second Amendment on offense, and then tell them to keep the Second Amendment on offense with things like the Hearing Protection Act, National Concealed Carry Reciprocity, and confirming Judge Gorsuch to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, and that's really important, as you were saying, offering the carrot, patting them on the back, saying, well done, because, look, this isn't the only thing that we're going to be pushing, and we're going to be asking a lot more of them. You just laid out some of the agenda. We have a big agenda that we want to push, and so, things tend to build on each other, and so this is good. We got something already within the first month, and we just want to keep building that wave stronger and stronger.
Well, that's the beautiful thing, is we're really only just at the beginning, so there's a lot of opportunities. Are you tired of winning yet?
No, absolutely not.
I'm not tired of winning. I don't think they're tired of winning. So let's keep it up, please. Send your thank you letters and stay up to date with Gun Owners of America on all the important things we've got going to keep the Second Amendment on offense.